The night I met Damien Kane, I wasn't wearing my best dress. I wasn't even supposed to be there. It was supposed to be Leah's date. My best friend, polished and poised, the one who had a chance with a billionaire CEO like him. But she panicked. Last minute cold feet. And somehow I got talked into going in her place. Just to sit, and quietly excuse myself after a drink. Leah swore he'd never know. I was never good at pretending. He walked in late. His presence turning heads the moment he stepped through the glass doors of the rooftop bar. Tall, sharply dressed in a gray suit that probably cost more than my rent for a year. And a stare that was all steel and calculation. Damien Kane didn't smile when he sat down. He didn't shake hands or make small talk. Instead, he looked at me like I was a file he didn't remember signing off on. "You're not her," he said. I swallowed, my heart already in my throat. "Excuse me. You're not the woman I agreed to meet." I forced a nervous smile. "I'm her friend." He leaned back, his eyes scanning me with cold amusement. "So she sends a substitute. That's new. I didn't come here to waste your time." Too late. The humiliation stung. I started to rise from the table, but his next words froze me. "Sit down." Something about his voice, cold, confident, commanding, pinned me in place. Not from fear but curiosity. Who was this man who didn't smile, didn't soften, and yet didn't take his eyes off me? "You're not her," he repeated. "But you're interesting." That night, I left thinking I'd never hear from him again. I was wrong. Chapter 2. A mistake that called back. 2 days later, I got a call from his assistant. He wanted to see me again. "No more blind dates," Damien said when I walked into his office. A corner space with floor-to-ceiling windows and a view of the entire city. "Just coffee." "You intrigued me." "I thought I was a mistake," I replied, still bitter. He smirked. "You are. And I like mistakes. They make life unpredictable." I told myself not to get involved. But I kept going back. Coffee turned into lunch. Lunch turned into late-night meetings under city lights. He never touched me. Never tried. But the way he looked at me made my skin feel too tight. Like he already owned me. And he was just waiting for the right time to collect. Chapter 3. His rules. Damien Kane didn't fall in love. He made rules and you followed them. No questions about his past. No photos. No staying overnight. No assuming anything. He wasn't mine. And I wasn't his. But he started showing up where I worked. Sending gifts to my apartment. Blocking numbers of men who called me. My friends called it obsession. Called it madness. But I didn't walk away. He made me feel like the only woman in his world. Even if he never said it. He'd watch me with that unreadable expression, like he was memorizing me. And one night he broke his own rule. He kissed me. Not soft. Not slow. Like he was starving. Chapter 4. The undoing. Being with Damien was a fire. One I couldn't put out. He made love like he hated me. Rough, deep, and possessive. Like he was trying to claim every part of me. "You were never supposed to exist," he whispered against my neck one night. "But now I can't breathe without you." I should have been scared. Maybe I was. But I was already too far gone. Chapter 5. The walls he built. Loving Damien Kane was like holding a flame too close to your chest. It warmed you, thrilled you, but sooner or later it burned. He wasn't cruel. He was worse. Distant, silent, present, and yet unreachable. He never told me anything about himself. Not his childhood, not his family. Not why his eyes sometimes went hollow when he thought I wasn't looking. And every time I asked, he shut me out. "This isn't about emotions, sweetheart," he said one night, slipping his watch off as he stood at the foot of my bed. We agreed. No expectations. But I hadn't agreed. I'd fallen. And it was breaking me. Chapter 6. A woman from his past. The first time I saw her, I froze. She was stunning, the kind of beauty that made people go silent. She walked into his office like she belonged there. Her fingers brushed his wrist casually as she whispered something in his ear. He didn't smile. But he didn't stop her either. His assistant whispered to me later. That's Isabel. His fiancée. Ex-fiancée. It's complicated. My heart sank. That night I asked him, was she the one who broke you? Damien didn't answer. He just turned away and lit a cigarette. She was the reason I stopped believing in love, he finally said. Don't make me believe again. Chapter 7. I tried to leave. Packed my things. Left the keycard on his desk. No message. No dramatic goodbye. I thought he'd let me go. But 2 days later he showed up at my apartment. Unannounced. Vein-soaked. Eyes bloodshot. He didn't say a word. Just pulled me into a rough, desperate kiss like he hadn't slept in days. Don't do that again, he whispered. Don't walk away from me. Then let me in, I begged. Tell me why you're scared. I lost everyone I ever loved, he said. And I'll lose you too. That's how it works. Chapter 8. His breaking point. Weeks passed. He became gentler but no less intense. Obsession mixed with affection and fear. One night I found an old newspaper clipping in his drawer. Car crash. Photo of a woman. His mother. The article said he was the only survivor. When I asked him about it, he finally cracked. I was 12, he said, voice raw. She died trying to protect me. I loved her more than anything and she was taken. So I stopped letting people close. I touched his hand. And now? He looked at me like I was both the answer and the threat. Now, I'm terrified. Because I love you. Chapter 9. His terms, my heart. After his confession, something shifted in Damien. He didn't say, I love you again, not with words. But he started showing up in ways that mattered. He invited me to his childhood home. A quiet estate on the edge of town, covered in dust and silence. He hadn't stepped foot there in 15 years. I didn't know how to grieve, he told me, standing in the doorway of his mother's bedroom. So I pretended none of it happened. But that house, it remembers. We walked room to room. He held my hand like it anchored him. In that space he wasn't a CEO. He wasn't cold. He was just a boy who had lost too much too soon. That night, he slept with his head on my chest, like the sound of my heart was the only thing keeping his together. Chapter 10. The Public and the Private. When news broke that Damien Kane, the ruthless, emotionless CEO, was dating a nobody, it was chaos. Paparazzi, gossip blogs, corporate whispers. Some board members wanted him to distance himself from me. One even offered him a deal, end the relationship and gain full control of an international merger. I expected him to hesitate, to choose power. But Damien walked into the meeting room with his usual steel resolve and said, if loving her costs me everything, I'll rebuild from nothing. This time I'm not losing her. Chapter 11. A love rewritten. We didn't become perfect overnight. Damien had moments where he withdrew, still trapped by old fears. I had moments where I doubted whether I could live in his world. But we fought for each other, not against each other. He started therapy. Voluntarily. I went back to school to study business. He said he wanted me beside him, not behind him.